man.
You did it, man. You did it, man.
You did it, man. You did it, man.
You did it, man.
Say, look, man. Say, hey, man, you did it, man.
All right. Oh, shoot.
All right, cool. All right, Solo.
Yeah.
Lawrence Gojay, the sniper of the Krump game. Bro, I'm extremely excited to do this deep dive into your life, man, and get to hear your story through your own words, bro. Thank you so much for setting this up. But yeah, just want to kick this off very light and simple. For those who may not know you or are just now getting into Krump, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Lawrence Solo Gojay. I'm the sniper. I'm known as the sniper in Krump. My other Krump names are Scripps, S. Dot, aka also known as Twin Miho. I'm part of the Miho Bulls. Who I am in Krump, I'm second generation. I'm blessed and honored to be an OG and a vet. I'm from Long Beach, California. My Krump / clown career started in Long Beach. You know what I mean? I'm a real Long Beach native, so Long Beach is really important to me, and that's who I am. And yeah, that's who I am. I am a part of the first all-Asian Krump crew, and I was known to be one of the first Asian Krumpers.
So, bro, Krump is not just only from California now, it is a worldwide dance. But for people that, hey, what was it like to be around Krump, all those all that I want to definitely deep dive into. But before that, what was it like just growing up in Long Beach as a youth?
As a kid growing up in Long Beach, all right, so if we're gonna go far back to that, first of all, I was born in the Philippines, but literally 2 weeks after I was born, we came to California. So the first city that we locked in with was Long Beach, the youngest out of 8. So I have 4 brothers, 3 sisters. So, and then when we came to America at a very young age, Dad dipped. So it's a broken home growing up in Long Beach, right? So I lived in a little town in Long Beach called the Wrigley's. That's where I spent most of my elementary years, right? And then growing up, middle school, high school, I grew up in the east side of Long Beach. I went to Washington Middle School and I went to Poly High School. So growing up around that time, it was a little tough because gangbanging, I was introduced to what gangbanging is and how it looks like and the activities of gangbanging real early. Oh, sorry about that alarm. Real early, and there was no way around it. You didn't have to be involved, but there was not a day where you didn't see it. You know, you walk into school early in the morning, you're seeing people running because they're getting chased by some people that they don't like, you know what I mean, some enemies, or, you know what I mean, gangbang fighting happened real early. I didn't need to see adults. It didn't, whatever I saw on TV, that's cool, but outside I also see it. I see kids fighting, older kids fighting adults, adults fighting kids, you know what I mean? So it grew up pretty rough because of being in a broken home. The older brothers and the older sisters, they got lives too. They're also affected from the lack of parenting, just like I am, you know. And then in that type of situation, there was no right or wrong. Who knows if they were supposed to be? You're not supposed to be responsible for me. You're not my mom and dad. You know what I mean? You didn't bring me into this world. So they was also figuring out just like me.
Yeah.
So it was kind of rough. I was introduced to that real early. And then, you know, you don't have an older brother or sister that got it figured out while they're trying to also figure it out. The moment they have a relationship and get married, they dip. So within a couple years of me being really young, 2 to 3 of the older siblings dipped out. And then it was just the rest in the home also trying to figure it out still.
Yeah. Sheesh. So when was your first time being exposed or introduced to dance? Was that a family thing, a home thing, a Cali thing, a Long Beach thing?
I didn't know that it ran in the family until a little bit later. When I got older, my mom told me that her dad used to ballroom dance. So if he used to also kind of pursue a dancing type of lifestyle, I didn't know that till later. So I feel like something like that makes it kind of run in the blood. You know what I mean? My mom also shared with me that she was interested in cheerleading. So some type of for my parents, where I come from like that, randomly as an adult, my mom would tell me those stories, and then later on it connected. But growing up, I did see my sister kind of do choreography. The two closest brothers to me as an age tried to like break dance for like a year. And then I just remember also like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime I saw them on TV, I witnessed the most amazing dancing, like type of dancing. The way they dance, that's what I messed with. Now, the very first time I bumped into like clown culture was like 5th grade. The 5th grade, the homies used to sea walk. You know, I'm from Long Beach. If you know, you know. So we understand what C stands for at this time because I was in the 5th grade. So sea walking. So they would just rap. They're either rapping something from Snoop Dogg or there's whatever gangster rap would pop up into their head, and then they'll start sea walking. That's how I was introduced. That was like what was going on in the 5th grade. And then that's kind of like how I learned, because every time they rapped, I would try to mimic them. And then within that, I got a little bounce going on now. So in the 5th grade, that's where it started off at. It didn't really turn into clown dancing until we jumped to middle school. That's when clown walking got introduced to me. It was kind of like the world was getting bigger after every era of school. Like, all right, I'm in elementary. This is my purest, smallest year though, right, of my life. And then you go to middle school, and then now it just got bigger. People are hitting puberty, hormones are different, people's voices are getting high pitched. Girls' voices aren't as annoying as it is now. People starting to get attracted, like, you know what I mean? Like, the world just got bigger. And from a couple of my friends rapping and sea walking turned into, hey, did you see this guy sea walking? Did you see this guy clown walking? Oh, this girl is a clown walk. Like, you just like, yo, what the hell is that? So middle school, that's when clown walking and clown dancing was pretty much introduced to me after elementary. You know, when you live in Long Beach, right? And at this time with the gangbanging that was going on in the world, if you were sea walking, it's kind of politics. Unless you're a real little kid, it's, oh, that's cute. Go ahead, little homie. Like, bust a move. But when you growing up, if you're a grown adult, if you look like you are old enough to make wise decisions and you sea walking, you are in the gangbanging world politically standing and claiming something. You feel me? So even though that was dance that was like interesting to copy, you know, that's also real life culture. So there was a bunch of people sea walking in Long Beach. So when clown walking came about, that's when I started feeling like when people were to say dancing saved my life and they come from a hood, I feel like around that time, that's when it started happening, because now I'm clown walking. And now I could say, no, I'm not sea walking, I'm clown walking. I'm not a gangbanger, I'm just doing this. Oh, he's not a gangbanger, he's just clown dancing. That started happening in the 6th through 8th grade.
Jeez,
yeah, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, you see ciphers, right? You see these dance movies and all that, and you see ciphers. It became real in middle school, because now when I'm in middle school, they talking about there's a school dance. I don't know what the heck that is. Elementary didn't have that. What does that mean? So the movies like Breaking was like a fantasy to me. Like, yeah, ain't nobody meeting up, battling like that, right? And then now it's happening in middle school, because now boys and girls are dancing together, and then a circle will break out and people are now not dancing together, but now they're ciphering, they're sessioning. That part of the culture was introduced to me 1998, 99, 2000. Golly, those years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Hella young.
Yeah, 98 is when I was in the 5th grade. 99, 2000, 01, that was when I was in the 6th, 8th grade.
Yeah. Jeez. And did you already know that it was going to be like a huge part of your life at that point, or are you just doing it because it's fun?
As an adult, yeah, but as a kid, this is the most interesting thing.
Like, I want to do this for the rest of my life type of thing, or is it like, nah, man, this is just fun?
I don't even thinking that far. I think the whole point was that, man, I really like this. Out of everything in this world, You know, growing up in a broken home and growing up in the hood, you find out what you don't like really fast. You find out what really bothers you. You find out, like, you know how adults, or not even adults, sometimes kids can also feel this, but the term, when people say the phrase like, yo, I'm numb to it. The numbing, when you grow up in the hood and you grow up a certain way, the numbing starts early. There's people in this world that don't feel or witness seeing a physical fight until they're an adult. I saw a couple fights really fighting in the hallway in elementary school. And in my elementary school, it was probably one of my purest years. It's a nice little area in the Wrigley's. No, I'm not thinking of nothing. And I'm already seeing fist fights in the hallway. And then when I go to middle school, I don't just see fist fights in the hallways. I'm seeing fist fights on the school bus. I'm seeing people get chased. I'm seeing people call me out. Or if you look like you're old enough to make a decision, the city, the things around you know how to test you. Life could throw a curveball at you. I witnessed that early in this, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like, because, again, I'm from the East Coast, I'm pretty sure Dave and Judge can relate to this too. Like, that's not how our culture was. You feel like that played a lot into the development of your craft?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Because now the way I dress is what I've grown up to see. The way I react is also how I don't want to say a victim of my surrounding. I mean, I don't even know if that's the correct term, but because certain things happen to me, I have a thickness to my skin, and I also have, now I know what it is to put my hand on the fire. You know what I'm saying? Or I know what it is if something looks a certain way, I know what I'm expecting before I hit that corner. That definitely plays a part, because now you a kid and you're not naive. You act older now because you're young. You know, it's not even the fact that I'm older or I think I'm older. I just found out really fast. Fuck around and find out. That's usually that's usually what's happening. You know what I mean? And even if you're not fucking around, there's a way where life is going to find out how much it's going to test you on how much you want to, how much you do know. And that's kind of like the reality of Long Beach. And I feel like people that have lived through that, survived that in any hood, you are affected by that. You move, you're street smart, you're smarter than others, you know what I mean? You think before you speak, or you're just more ruthless because you took a different turn. You know what I mean? Not everybody that survives the hood becomes this wise guru that's trying to have peace. Some people could be really, really old because they survived in another way. I didn't survive getting out the way. I survived running through it. And those people are also the type of people you could bump into or become.
Yeah, wow. And then what you're kind of describing, it's hard for me to kind of digest the duality of this harsh environment and dance. Dance for a lot of people is kind of like, oh, it's a fun thing, or I go to express my anger or like to get away from stuff. It sounds like you grew up in a place that it was all the time mixed together. You're talking about your friends in middle school when you're doing it together. Like if you have a beef with your friend in middle school,
yeah,
like that's not my friend anymore.
But I grew up a couple friendly fades. You know what I mean? You and your friend, like, yo, I love you, but you frustrated me, fool. Let's go. Like, yeah, I've bumped into that. And sometimes people, you know, have done that to me. Like, Lawrence, you annoying today. Like, okay. Right? And I'm not trying to like laugh and be funny about that, because I don't think a lot of kids nowadays even know that type of lifestyle even exists, right? Friendly fades, what is that? Like, I'm not making that up. That's kind of really how I grew up, you know? And yeah, like when you grow up in something that harsh, whatever brings you peace is also really, really magnified and like honed in on. If basketball brought me peace, to someone that's in the hood, they're going to focus on that, right? All these options of what I'm bumping into in the world. In the arts, it's probably musical. That's what I've witnessed in like the middle schools and the high schools. They definitely like invest in, at the time, music, but it was also athletics. And then you're either left in limbo, trying to figure it out, or you're a gangbanger. You know, none of them I really connected with until dance came about. So when dancing came in, it's like that little bit of positivity was the magnet that brought all of me to the culture. I don't know what it is to be cheered for. So the moment I bust a move and the circle is cheering for me, yo, that makes me feel good about myself. You got to realize what you're thinking, what you're seeing in this world, right? I'm just like everything I already told you in the beginning. Not a lot of thoughts were positive, even at a young age. I learned how to think positive out of certain situations. I realized certain things might be disturbing, but it don't break you, right? But at a young age, you don't know that. So just imagine all the unfiltered emotions you're feeling, right? So that little itty bit of positivity, that's all it took.
Right.
That's all it took. It some negative ways, and what I mean by negative, like I would ditch to practice. Like that is not what I, with the positivity, I loved it so much I did that, but that's still not what I want you to do. But that is the example of really like, yo, I would, like if this is the only thing that is positive, anything positive, reassuring, anything to me, that's how bad I like dove in. I'm ditching. I got a lab. Fuck everybody in school. I need to practice. Because even at that time, you didn't even know if dancing was going to make it big. It's just that because that it was so positive to me, I'm diving right in, 100%.
Lo, I wanted to ask, you know, I hear you talking about, you know, the origins and like your childhood and growing up and how that segued into like you being introduced to dancing and clowning. Can you help describe, or can you describe for us what about the dancing, whether it was the community, the actual dancing itself, what about that whole world was the positive thing that kind of captured you like, oh, there is another way. Oh, these people get down like this. Like, what was it about it? Because, you know, like Cade said, or Chris said, like, people have different walks of life and they interact with, especially our dance world, they interact with Krump from various angles. So for you being on the roots, you know, the soil of Krump, what was it about it that attracted you?
In real time, you don't know how to articulate certain things, right? So just like I told you, how I kind of like mentioned, like all the positivity kind of like gravitated. That's what I gravitated to. Anything that gave me an ounce of like hope, anything that I even liked, everything that took me away from the life situations that I hated seeing every single day. You know what I mean? I didn't really get along with my dad. So just even the idea that a kid would bring so much rage, right? So, little itty bits of experience what community is what kept me safe and kept me interest. I didn't really know what a compliment was until the dancing. So when I would get a compliment because of the dancing, that was really reassuring to me, like, oh, that's not what I usually hear when I'm back at home. When I'm back at the crib, what I see is arguments. I hear people talking shit to one another, hence my family, right? Because this is the effects of living in a broken home, the result of being poor, the result of living in poverty, the psychological battles that people go through in a home and that's their situation. So you tell me something like, yo, you're dope. All I know is that I'm practicing and I'm keeping myself busy and I'm just trying to get better and better, right? Now I'm ciphering in a circle and somebody comes up to me and I'm like, bro, you're so sick. Like you're ill, you tight, you cracking. You know what I mean? Like real lingo verbatim, like, you dope as shit. Like that's what you're hearing in the school dances now, right? And I'm in middle school. So all this rage that I felt at a very young age, like people are like, you know, I'm not trying to make it sound crazier than what it is, but I do remember the rage that I felt at a young age of shit that I couldn't control and what the energy that I was putting out in the world. So when dancing is something that already interests me, it interests me, so I'm diving right in. I'm practicing. I'm trying to get cracking. I'm trying to get good. Now I'm at the school dances, and now I got the guts to jump in the circle. So now when I'm coming out, just one of my friends reassuring me that I created something dope. Like, damn, bro, how you do that? What? I could do something that you can't do? What? I'm doing something that you want to do? What I did made you cheer? Like, you clapped for me? I don't want to say that ruined my life, but that changed my life. That changed my life completely, because I never, like, I know that I got my mother's love. You feel me? Like, my mom, oh, I love you. I'm not trying to say I don't know what love is, but me trying to figure out who I am, that was one of the first times I felt like I'm not dishing out what the house situation is. I'm not dumping on nobody. I'm bringing out a different type of energy. And that's kind of like what gravitated. That's what helped me stay and keep my decision like, yo, I want to stay here. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, most definitely, bro.
Oh, okay, cool, for sure.
All right, so thinking back in that timeline, I know each timeline on all the things that happened, and just thinking back, in that era and that season of your life, who was your biggest influences in that time?
So there's this DVD. So before footage came out, as far as like YouTube, the way clown dancing culture went around was there's this DVD called Hardball. And you could buy that DVD on the east side of Long Beach. You know what I mean? Like, you could get it at that store. It's not there anymore, but it was called Hardball, and it was just a DVD filled with somebody with the camera and just recording the culture through house parties. There were some battle zones in there, but it was literally like an hour and a half jam-packed of people pulling up to parties and just random people freestyling, clown dancing. So the thing that would, I didn't know them personally, but because I had a DVD and I got that, that was the closest I could be to that community, because I was a kid and couldn't travel. That was what I was looking up to. Like, one day I'm gonna be at one of these parties and freestyling with these people. One of these days I'm gonna bump into a place where there's more clown dancers. Because at this moment I don't know where all the clown dancers are.
Quick question. You got to go back to this hardball thing. So it's a storefront.
There was a storefront in Long Beach on the east. VIP Records, that was the store. It's not there anymore, but it is a Long Beach staple. So VIP Records, you could purchase it there. I didn't purchase it there, though. A couple blocks away from me, remember the little town in Wrigley's? Well, the people that recorded that DVD, they lived in the neighborhood. And one of my neighborhood friends at the time, his name is Norman, he lived across the street. So he called me over. I walked over there, right? They lived, if you know, on Willow, right next to Hungry Horse. The producers and directors like came out, and it was all like, what you know about clowning? So you got to remember, I'm an Asian kid, so nobody's even thinking. Remember how there's no YouTube, nothing? So the culture already knows that. He's like, yeah, there's not a lot of Asian people that clown dance. What you doing here? Like, what you want to say, kid? Like, what you? My friend Norman got them outside, so he's like, all right, Norman, what this kid got? He's talking to another kid like that. So it's like a kid trying to be my manager. Like, yo, I'm not even solo yet. Lawrence, these are people that created Hardball. He told me if I could dance for a certain amount of time straight, they'll give me a DVD for free. And that's how I got the DVD. And I watched that like it was my religion. To that question, the best dancers that I saw on those DVDs were my heroes. And I didn't even know their names yet. I didn't even know that some of those freestylers were the people that I would hear about. Everything was word of mouth. So you'll hear about El Nino the Clown, Tommy the Clown. They're all in those DVDs. That DVD specifically. I didn't even know that. It didn't even click. So it was like, and because it didn't click, it made me feel like this world that I'm trying to find, these people that also clown dance like me, who I'm trying to find, there's so much more.
So this was in middle school.
Yeah, middle school for sure. And because really made you a clown dancer was being in a clown group. So you could learn all these dances, right? Like you're seeing people heel toe. So you're already coming from sea walking to learning how to heel toe. So the leg movement is easy now. Like you got the walks, you got to bounce, you got to skip. Now you know how to heel toe. That was real easy transition. But now you got people that are wobbling and bangs are coming out and whips. People freestyling completely different, mixing and like learning how to entertain. That's what you're seeing in these circles, house parties, and that one Hardball DVD that I'm talking about.
During this time, did you already meet some of like the big players in the game? Like who was the big players in the game that you first met from high school?
The way I kind of got around in middle school so I could find other people that clown dance was like, for one, I had neighborhood friends. So even outside of school, the way I was trying to find other people that also clown dance was my elementary school used to be open to the public. So if I wanted to watch people play basketball, I would go over there. Or if I wanted to play basketball, I would go over there to the neighborhood elementary school or whatnot. So once upon a time, I was always doing that. And then I would see people from a distance kind of like bust a move. And then that would give me a reason to try to like get close or bust a move. Like, okay, oh, I see a little clown dancer over there. Okay, cool. Let me kind of lab up over here to let them know I'm over here too, or just try to introduce myself. So the neighborhood kids, I bumped into one of my best friends at that time, Ray, at that school. You know, we're in middle school. After school, you'll go there, kick it on the weekends, and we kind of bumped into each other. And then that's when I kind of bumped into a couple more people like, you guys, they don't dance at all, but their names are Reggie, Travis, Lewis, and another Lawrence. And those were the neighborhood kids that would, if they had free time, we'll all meet up at Bernie. And if we had a radio, they'll play the music, but majority of the time we'll go to Reggie's house and kind of practice. And because I was poor, I didn't have a radio and I didn't have the music. So low key, they would kind of like pick on me because I'm the only Asian. They'll say shit like, oh, bro, get this cat eater. You eat dog, bro. I heard y'all eat dog. Get out of here. Like, bro, they used to pick on me, bro. But for sure, I'll be all like, whatever. Let me see your CD. Let me get your radio. And I'll go into the garage and I'll practice for hours. That was kind of like, if I wasn't, at this time, I wasn't a part of a clown group. But if I was to say it was, that would be it. That was my closest, right? Now in middle school, to find out if there was clown dancers in other schools, the way I would travel from place to place, I would use the school athlete team, basketball, football. I would just try to like, I wasn't an athlete, but I would go to coach and be like, yo, bro, can I be the water boy for this game? Like, you guys are going to this middle school, y'all going away. You mind me just being the water boy, towel boy, or you know what I mean? Like, can I just pull up with you? I don't know how he looked at me, but he gave me a shot and he always let me go. Lawrence, you gonna be at the game? I'm gonna let you, you get to wear a jersey today. Okay, cool. But him not knowing, like, I'm not trying to be a part of the team. I just want to know if there's clown dancers at the other school. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, for sure, coach. Like, I didn't know if he was just thinking that that was the effort, but that was my scheme and strategy on getting to other schools, because I would also hear like, oh, you heard, you know, my middle school was on the east side of Long Beach. I used to hear about the west side of Long Beach a lot. Like names like a girl named Ursula, a guy named Mooter, a kid named JJ, Dre. And this was middle school, even though when I got older, it grew. But yeah, at that time, like I would hear those names and I would just fantasize on meeting these people that I hear about on the streets. Like, damn, okay, I'm all the way over here and I'm hearing about you. Okay, I can't wait to bump into you. And that's how I would try to, basically, that's how I had to pull up on people. I would have to tell coach or the coach, you know, hook me up. And whenever there was a break and if they were playing music, I'll start clown dancing. And if anybody would join, that was cool. If they didn't, then I made our middle school look tight. Like, yo, y'all see that little chubby Asian dude from Washington? He pulled up over here and was clowning like a motherfucker. Like, people would talk, bro. And that was the beginning of me just, I wasn't even solo. I was just Lawrence. I was either Lawrence, I swear to God, bro, it was either Lawrence because you knew my name or that chubby Asian kid with the glasses. That's how I was known. That's how I was described in my middle school years. Even when it came to my neighborhood friends, like, what Lawrence? The chubby Asian dude with the glasses. That's how you would describe me.
And this is middle school. So during this time, like, is Tommy the Clown like the name that everyone knows when it comes
Hell
down
yeah.
to the
You're hearing about Tommy the Clown. You're hearing about High Class. You're hearing about other people that are clowns saying that they're from clown groups like House of Clowns. You'll hear about pimped out clowns. The little appearances on on the Hardball. Like if they did know your name, they'll put it up there. High Class, Platinum. Like those names will pop up. So yeah.
So Long Beach, when did you first in middle school to high school age range?
Did my world get bigger from middle school
Yeah,
to
when
high
your
school?
world got a little bit bigger.
It is the 8th grade going to 9th grade. Like now I'm hearing about there's an Asian clown group called RICETRACK. And it used to be so annoying to me because it would only be brought up if somebody was giving me compliments. So remember, like compliments and all that was reassuring to me as a kid. So if you interfered with that, I felt some type of way. So early, every time somebody would say, hey, Lawrence this, Lawrence that, you'll have a couple people like, yeah, but you heard of RICETRACK? So I always felt some type of way like, so what you saying, fool? What you trying to say? No, I didn't hear about RICETRACK. You hearing about me right now. That's how I felt. So, and then they would compare me to like, not little, but they would compare me to people that I don't even know yet, like Bam Bam, the bro Bam. At that time, I didn't know him, but because people started to know about RICETRACK and then they'll start finding out about me, that's who they would always say. So I would hear it all the time. So I would have now a chip on my shoulder, right? Yeah. At this moment, it's fuck you, fuck RICETRACK. I don't care. Every time somebody give me a compliment, you talk about RICETRACK. I fucking hated RICETRACK at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not letting me get my compliments. You got something to say. Every time somebody got something good to say about me, you try to direct the energy somewhere else. My mom growing up, my mom would try to put us into like Sunday school. It's a little Catholic school, so she would put us into it was called Holy Innocents. That was the name of it, right? Holy Innocents used to do a school dance in the summer for like a food drive. So it would be like a couple bucks and then you had to bring a certain amount of cans or non-perishables to get into the dance. So 8th grade, that summer going into the 9th grade, from 8th grade, me and my friends in the Wrigley's went to the dance. 30 minutes into the dance, a group of Asians walk in and now you could tell from their airbrush shirts like, oh, this is RICETRACK. This is who they talking about. So and let me tell you, bro, chubby little Asian kid named Lawrence with glasses that's trying clown dance. I wasn't from no clown group. I was poor. So off bat, I was already, I don't want to say intimidated, but I was like, damn, they fitted. Like, oh, they coordinated. They a real clown group. I'm all like, okay, I see y'all. Y'all got white long sleeves. Y'all got airbrushes. Okay, I see y'all. Y'all cracking. Fuck y'all still. Like, that's exactly how I felt. Like, the homies was all like, you gonna battle them? Hell no. They heard about me. They know me. They know me. If I know them, they definitely know me. If they all Asian and they looking for the best, I know they heard about me. That's how I was. That was my attitude. So the battle didn't even happen at Holy Innocents. It was just tension. Like, oh, that's that fat Asian dude everybody talking about. And remember, we didn't talk, so I'm assuming all of this. Like, yeah, I know they know about me. What? They all talking about Lawrence. Like, what? And I'm over there like, damn, they fly though. They fitted as fuck. Like, yo, they killing me. As a clown group, they killing us. And it's just the outfits. They not even dancing yet. And every time they would to like have a cipher, I tried not to look. Like that was like, yeah, I tried not to look. I'm not going over there. The whole dance is running over there. Why I'm chilling. Yeah. I'm about to dance. Like that was my attitude. And the reason why that was my attitude was because of motherfuckers in the Wrigley's always comparing me when people was trying to hype me up. So yeah. And that was my introduction. So I'm not even from there, no battle, no nothing. It was a dance. We was at the same dance and there was just tension. And the tension probably could have just been me, but that was it.
that was actually gonna be my next question. Did you ever have a post conversation with any of those
Nope.
members from
I
RICETRACK?
ran with
Like,
that
hey,
story forever. I ran with that story forever. That what we never talked about it, so it's the truth. Like, you know. So that was the summer of it, right? So the world just got bigger because now I'm face to face with people that I heard about. Now I'm officially in high school. That right there, I felt like I was in a new city. Like that feeling you get when you travel and you're finally in the city of the place you travel to and you realize like, yo, the world is bigger than what I thought it was. That happened to me from middle school to high school. You know what I mean? Like when you're a scrub, 6th grade to 8th grade, you're in middle school, right? So the 6th graders first coming in, you're a scrub. The 8th graders are looking at you like you a little, watch out, little knucklehead, like get out of here, scrub. Same thing with high school. The freshmen come in, you get treated like a scrub. You looking at the seniors like the adults, like, yo, I can't wait till I get to you. And that world opened up so fast. If you was a clown dancer, you dressed like it. You was cracking. Everybody knew about you. Everybody talked about you. News spread out fast. If you freestyled at a dance and you killed it, if you ciphered and you killed it, you sessioned and you killed it. Anytime you killed it on the school premises, the school, everybody found out fast. And that world opened up the first day of high school. And
before social media, this is how everything was traveling.
100%, bro. Before social media, and you had the opportunity to find out who Lawrence was the first school rally. They found out that I was whack as fuck because I got killed off in front of everybody, bro. The very first time I danced in front of the school was at the first prep rally, I think is homecoming. So it was the homecoming rally and they gave a moment for people to dance. I got up there so cocky that I did not care if no one's better than me. Okay, remember, that was my mentality. Before I turned around and noticed that a real clown dancer was on stage, and it was a girl. This girl was named Lady Cobra, and she was from House of Clowns. I don't even know her real name. So I knew, and she didn't even tell me. I knew it was her name because it was on her t-shirt. It was airbrushed. So I looked and said, oh shoot, Lady Cobra, I'm about to battle a real clown dancer. So I'm going off, Yin Yang Twins go off, Sean Paul go off, you know what I mean? Just give me the light, all that. So I'm trying to go crazy. Nobody's feeling your boy. I'm like, woo, woo. Next thing you know, Lady Cobra fucks me up. I'm talking about nobody is humble. I don't want to say she was extremely cocky, but you in the hood, bro, you just entered and you're a freshman. They smell fresh meat. Like you're a scrub. How dare you get on this stage without knowing and reading the room? What? She humbled me so fast. 30 seconds killed me off. I was like, what? This clown dancing world is huge. That was my introduction. That's how big my world got that fast from 8th grade to 9th grade.
Any discouragement at this point? Like, yo, I need to quit this?
Oh, no, hell no. At that moment, who I am today is also still echoes of who I was in the beginning. So what I do today, I hate losing. But what happens when I lose is I go back into the lab like a mad scientist, my guy. Like, so when people still calling me Lawrence, all that Asian kid that got killed off, yeah, that motherfucker's tight now. By the end of my freshman year, people started saying that. That's how hard I practice. Because by the time I labbed up for the next prep rally, that was the only prep rally I lost. After that, I didn't lose or got booed ever again. Ever again. Ever again at school. I still got losses in the future, but just for that freshman year, if you want to know if I got better, understand that. For sure, I redeemed myself because I didn't lose anymore.
Right, but I want you to go back to that battle with Lady Cobra, and can we get like a round by round rundown? Like,
Bro, Okay.
You know what I mean? Can we get like a, hey, I started out, boom. I want to
I
play by
started off.
play. Okay? Yeah.
I came in there hot. I'm thinking I'm entering in the circle. Dope. I'm thinking people gonna cheer for me just because I'm Asian. You get what I'm saying? Remember, I'm thinking people are like, woo, okay, we got a little Asian, you know what I mean? Nah. So I'm entering in the circle and it's dead. So by the time I look up, I'm trying to bang my life away now. Like, uh-oh, you better not try to stripper dance because they kind of told you they're not going to show you love. So instantly from entering on that stage and getting to the middle part where I was supposed to dance, I already knew it was going to be a long night. And it was daytime. I start banging my life away, fool. I start, oh no, this is gonna be bad. I start trying to switch up the bang, thinking that they was gonna give me love. Like, oh, okay. Nobody gave me a okay. No one. You know how you get one of those hype ups where it was a little shaky, but then they start picking it up? I never picked it up. Bro. Every time I tried to switch up the flow, I was like, oh my God, they are not fucking with me. Okay, the round is about to restart. It's her turn. The moment she just dipped like this, everybody went crazy because it just landed on beat with Sean Paul's voice saying, give me the light. And I was just like, damn, I already lost. She started walking up to me and she didn't even bang yet, bro. She was just entering the circle. I was like, yeah, I definitely lost. Everybody that was behind me magically got further when I look back. I was like, okay. I'm not even talking about like psychologically. I'm talking about literally. You know how they was close to you and they like pushing you and they waiting for you to bust the move? Yeah, I went right back to exactly where I was standing. And when I turned around, it was like the DJ told them to take 10 steps back, like in secret, because they dipped on me. I was like, oh, it's over. I hated it. I was like, ooh, I got killed off.
So was it just a one round?
Oh, I got one rounded. I don't know if it was only supposed to be one round, but I wasn't going to go another. I already know I gave it my best the moment I knew that they wasn't going to show me no love. Oh, that's it. That's all you got from me. I already know.
So now that happened, which is what I was thinking about when you were saying it. I was like, man, did they let him go again? Like, what was the issue? Like, what happened? Now, how do you feel like Lady Cobra and her round against you fared going forward into the end of your freshman career? Like, who was the next person that got it bad? Because I know Lady Cobra gave it to you, but it's like from what you're saying, like, yo, this has helped is who I am at the time. Like, who was that person that you made feel like you against Lady Cobra?
Shoot, I wish I knew, because after that, they didn't dance no more. So I don't know if them losing to me made them quit, but it made me go that hard. So now the next prep rally that I'm dancing at, right? Now they're doing like, oh, who'd you like better? They ended up screaming for me more. So like, you know how you do like 8 Mile, who show love for, what's your name? Lawrence. What's your name? And they had crickets. Now I won the school back. They cheering for me. I didn't even care who that was. Sorry, it had to be you. That's what happened. Sorry, it had to be you. And I didn't see that person either anymore. So sorry, you was a part. You know what I mean? I guess in this situation, I was main character. In this situation, specifically, I was main character. And after that, bro, just know, Lady Cobra fucked me up so bad, I never asked for a rematch. I was just like, you killing me off has made me turn into a beast. If I only wobbled 1,000 miles per hour after that battle, I got to 2,000 miles per hour, bro. I was labbing my life away. Nope, she tore me up. It was like a respectable thing. Like, yo, my introduction to the world, this high school, that was my world. The introduction to the world, you smacked me down and humbled me. I get it, sis. Friendly fades, you got it. Never coming at you again. I don't even think she danced after that anymore. I just know, like, nah, she fucked me up. I'm leaving her alone.
We need a private investigator and
And find out
run
who
that
Lady
back.
Cobra
That
was.
would be crazy.
We need to run that back.
And just remember, Lady Cobra stayed in my mind so much that when I would see her through campus, it was always love, but I just knew her as Lady Cobra. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like she treated me like shit. She was from the few memories that I had bumping into her, like she knew like, oh yeah, you the little motherfucker that I fucked up, right? Like I knew you the little scrub that I fucked up. But it was always love. Like, how you doing? You killing it still? Like stuff like, she was definitely yeah, but she fucked me up, bro.
Is Krump already starting to come around during the freshman year of high school?
So we didn't get introduced to Krump until I was a part of RICETRACK. That happened before I was even from RICETRACK. So remember, I'm still Lawrence. I don't even become solo until I am in RICETRACK as well. So all this is going on, but high school is kind of when I found out if I was gonna be from RICETRACK or not. Because after that time, it was the year 02. 01, 02, that's when my freshman year, that's when I joined RICETRACK. But remember that summer, right? That summer when we saw them at that dance, nothing happened. So I went to Poly High School. My best friend at that time, Ray, from the Neighborhood Friends, Ray went to Milliken. And he found out, or they found out, that people, the people from RICETRACK, their little brothers go there. So they started talking to Ray, right? So Ray is getting like the inside scoop. It's after school now. And he's just telling me like, yo, bro, they doing this, they doing that. And next thing you know, the people that he's talking about, at this time, me and my boy was smoking. We were smoking weed. We were kids, we were freshmen, we were smoking weed, right? And he's telling me the story on the street. And while he's telling me about these two guys that he's talking about, his name's Rowell and his little brother, they pull up on us on the main street, main traffic street, so much traffic, and next you know, you just hear a truck stop. Hey, yo, y'all trying to go to a RICETRACK house? And we look over, bro, and there's ongoing traffic. While you're telling me the story, they pull up on us randomly. And now they're asking if we want to pull up. It's a 2-seater, and it is a pickup truck. Me and Ray both, first of all, we didn't even say nothing. We just looked at each other. I think we finished whatever we were smoking. We threw it and we jumped in the truck while ongoing traffic was going, and we just laid down. We didn't even know where we were going. We was like, yup, we want to go. We want to go. RICETRACK house, we want to go. So it's just me and Ray, and we go to the RICETRACK house. And again, remember how I first saw RICETRACK, and I was like, damn, they a real clown group by their outfits. So now we pull up to their house. We're looking around the neighborhood. Well, I don't even remember how many miles. It took like 20 minutes on the street at that time. It felt like 20 minutes. And we walk into their garage. They got smoke. They got mirrors. Lights are off. They got DJ lights beaming everywhere. I'm all like, God damn, I walked into a fucking party, broad daylight. Like, and they got a DJ system. And they already like, and it's so awkward, bro. It felt like a movie because me and my boy Ray are just like walking in, and then somebody's DJing. A couple people are walking out from the house into the garage, and they're already dancing like they got called out. I'm just like, oh yeah, we about to battle them right now. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up battling. It was us two versus like 6 of them. Yeah, it wasn't a fair battle. It was just like, all right, you want to battle us? Let's battle. So, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't think too much of it. Like, all right, let's go. Let's get it cracking. We're kids at that time. So the dad of the house ended up dropping us off back home. And coming to find out when I'm in high school, the member from RICETRACK that lived there, his name is Aaron, was also a classmate. You know what I mean? He went to Poly High School. So he saw me get fucked up by Lady Cobra. And then, right. So all that, right? So it kind of like, I don't know what it is, but back then time passed by different. It was longer days. Like, it felt like longer days, right? Because from the summer to the prep rally to pulling up to their house, now we're getting invited to their practice, like official practice, right? RICETRACK finds out about me or finds out how to communicate to us, and then they invite us to their practice. So now this is introducing me to a deeper side of Long Beach, because now I'm on the east side because of school, but RICETRACK is on the west side. And the leader of RICETRACK, he worked at Silverado Park. So that's where the practice was. Silverado Park is on the west side of Long Beach, and it is on Santa Fe. And I think the next cross street that's like a block away from it is like Spring Street. So if you're from Long Beach, you know. Like, that is a place you definitely need to respect, because shit ain't sweet over there, right? And RICETRACK, that was their house. That was their practice spot. And we got invited over there. Me and Ray got dropped. I think we took the bus. We took the bus to Silverado Park, and then from me seeing them at the party and seeing how deep they were like 10, 15 people. And then from the garage, only seeing 6, 7, 8 people. And then when I went to the park, it was like 20 plus. Like, you saw everybody that was involved from RICETRACK. And I remember them pulling me up, pulling me into a room, and then they kind of had like a conversation with me. I think they kind of I forgot who it was, but one of them said that, yeah, you cocky. And I think I remember saying, like, well, y'all cocky too. It's not like we're a group of humble people. Like, you the shit, right? You ain't gonna make me feel any different. You get what I mean? Like, it's not verbatim, but like, we definitely set that record straight. Like, oh, it's Lawrence joining RICETRACK. And I feel like they also knew that too with my energy. And that was the first day that me and Ray joined RICETRACK. I'm joining, my boy is joining with me, you know?
What was that initiation like? Was it just a conversation?
I think it was just a conversation and just being involved now, because the tension and battling and being invited and just seeing, like, even though you saw me get killed off, like, I'm really dancing. I'm not just dancing at a party. Lawrence is actually trying to be a clown dancer. You feel me? Like, even if you were just scoping me out, like, if, like, Aaron went to that high school, Aaron and people that were connected to RICETRACK also went to that high school. So if they were trying to find out anything about me, they could communicate with one another. Like, oh yeah, he just got fucking killed off. He ain't that tight. And I'm not saying that they had that conversation with me. I'm assuming that they could have, because everybody witnessed that battle. I got tore up. Lady Cobra tore me up. So for sure. And from there, it was just that. It just rolled. Like, all right, cool. Now I'm kicking it with y'all. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't kick it with you every single day or hour of school, but if I want to go kick it at the RICETRACK house, I meet up over here after school and get a ride with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we could be together after school from here, you know, and it just started. I definitely got welcomed in like family though. Like, the dad of RICETRACK, like, welcomed me in, like uncle and auntie. We called them uncle and auntie, mama Rice, track dad. Like, that was our nicknames to them. So uncle and auntie welcomed me forward. Like, even they had a little meeting. Like, uncle was like a little, I don't want to say he's little, nowhere far from little, but he was definitely, you know, OG, and he's just sizing me up. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I mess with RICETRACK, but my son's a part of it. So he's sizing me up. You get what I'm saying? So as an OG should. And then, you know, Mama Rice, auntie, she's more who is going to experience the love that people feel at this home. So she was sizing me up as well. She had her conversation with me and Ray and all that, but we got welcomed in right away. Whenever y'all want to come over, you can eat the food. There's food in the kitchen. Go ahead. You guys want to practice. You want to watch footage. You want to watch Hardball. And my studying expanded when I joined RICETRACK, because they had a Battle Zone tape. The VCR, pop that mug inside, and I was there every single day. The moment my world grew and I became a part of a real clown group, I took advantage of every practice or any moment I was able to study. They had a big screen TV, bro. This is a whole new world to me. I'm a part of a crew, and we go to a house with a big screen TV, VCR. We got footage. I could watch a DVD, and I could watch the Battle Zone tape. and I could find out who's who and what's what, because now they're telling me who was a part of this crew. Now I'm seeing iconic battles. I'm seeing House of Clowns versus this people, that people. I'm seeing cartoon family battle these people, like on repeat. Just like how people could watch YouTube, these physical little things that do not exist anymore is what allowed me to study. And that also grew when I was a part of RICETRACK, when I joined RICETRACK.
The fact that it was Mom Rice and Track Dad, I thought that was super fire. Just like with it being RICETRACK and y'all adding that in. And I know you talked about earlier about I'll say the effects that come with the broken home. Do you feel like they healed or contributed to kind of healing that piece or parts of that boy that was there, at that time? And how influential were they in your that process?
It takes a village, right? Joining RICETRACK, my village grew. If I wanted to get away from the world, the noise at my house, the noise of a single parent home, the noise of my siblings also having the effects and how they deal with gang banging and how they grew up in the street, right? My getting away used to just be going outside. My getting away used to just be going to Bernie before the lights went out, right? Now, when I joined RICETRACK, I actually have a place where the noise is officially shut out. They don't know nothing about my family. They're gonna start knowing about me, but as of right now, they don't know nothing about my family. They don't know how poor I am. They just know me for my dancing skills, right? I'm eating fresh food, and I'm not trying to say moms used to feed us bad food, but in this type of situation, the way we survived and the way moms took care of us was all a la carte. Top of the week, we gonna have this big fresh pot. The freshest you eat it is the earliest you eat it is the freshest, but it's gonna be so big that it's gonna have leftovers throughout the week. Now I'm witnessing a different type of family, right? Their situation is different, so there's no grudge. It's just I'm understanding that it's just Aaron, his sister. It's not 8 of them with a mom and a dad, and the way they affected my life was they brought me to the table, and I wasn't judged at it. I wasn't judged because of it. You want something to eat? Get something. Don't worry about it. Auntie used to cook 2 meals. It's so crazy because the parents are so important. She didn't have to do this. She took her responsibility. She would cook she would feed her house, hold it down as a mom. Her son, Aaron, her daughter and her husband taken care of first. But then she will cook an additional 2 different dishes because she knew RICETRACK would come over. So before she would go to work, those 2 dishes will be fresh. And I would be one of those kids that used to benefit from that. And I was never judged for it. Hey, where's Lawrence at? Oh, Lawrence is at the Rice House. In the kitchen probably, right? So, and then if anything was too hard at home, I would just sleep over RICETRACK house. So it definitely slowed down. I don't want to say, before I figured out how to handle my circumstance and the trauma in my life, that helped ease the pain. That helped ease the numbness. They showed me love. I had people that connected with me through the dance culture. I'm not different from everybody. These are also people that love to clown dance. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely helped me. And the concept of my village growing, because my dad wasn't a part of my life, if I needed to get some tension out and needed to be in front of him and talk my shit, I would act crazy. So moms would have to call him look, I can't control him. Come out. You know what I mean? So that used to be a way of solving this troublesome kid. But now, because I'm dancing and my mom is figuring out that this is the only positive thing that I'm holding on to, now that was a process of helping me make better choices. So my mom will contact auntie and tell them that I'm acting a certain way, right? Because now I'm hiding it from them. hey, why is your mom telling me that you're being bad in school, yada, yada, yada. So now they'll realize like, oh, we got to take this away from Lauren. No, you didn't tell us that you was tripping. No, you didn't tell me that you was doing this to your mom. You don't do that, you don't get to practice. Can I still come over? Yeah, and you don't get to eat. You don't get to eat or practice. You could come here. Do I get to study? Nah, you know what? You don't get to come here. Go get your grades up. Like, my village grew. And my mom, and thank God my mom figured that out, because that would tighten, like, what? Okay, chin up. Oh, I need to get some act right. Oh, shoot, my mom figured it out. Like, she could talk to auntie. My mom and auntie working in cahoots now. You know what I mean? That saved my life. For sure. For sure.
I think that part is so major. That's why I wanted to bring that part up, because I want to be, throwing my little shirt kids up in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But I think that part, when you talk about where you are now, having that retrospect and knowing, because this is again, it's not like it's my first time hearing it, but I feel like um it's not like I was done when I first heard it, but this is like blowing my mind a little bit with how many.
It was like also Silverado Park, because the leader of RICETRACK used to be there. So for me to also bond with the crew, me and Ray would just take the bus and go to Silverado Park. You know how you don't want to burn the spot? Like, damn, I went over auntie and uncle house like 3 times in a row. I done had every meal she cooked. Yo, I need to go kick it somewhere else before I get kicked out. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to burn the spot. So Silverado and all, like, that allowed me to bump into the names I used to hear. Mooter, Ursula, all these like Long Beach people, the entire history of the culture, there were the people that also got affected, but they also stopped. Like, they just stopped. But going to the West Side because of RICETRACK and because I have these places to practice at, bro, I experienced so much more. And I got to realize like how big the world was. Starting to be, because I was only in high school. I didn't even get to start Krumping. I mean, we didn't even get to Krump Kings yet.
Were y'all the youngest? You and your boy Ray, right?
Aaron is a little bit older than us. The leader, his name is Rod. He had a little brother, but he was just a little brother. He wasn't trying to be a part of RICETRACK until later. But yeah, as far as like youngest at this time, the era of RICETRACK, yeah, we were the youngest. Me and Ray, we were the newest, the youngest, and I would like to believe that we was like the hungriest. Like, just as much as RICETRACK was, like, they are a machine. Before we even joined, they were already a machine. They were clowning, they were going to places, doing all that.
That was the next question, was it's like generations. What generation of RICETRACK were y'all coming into?
I truly feel like we were the second generation of RICETRACK that made even clown dancing more serious, because I never talked to any of the bros about this, but the way I felt like, even though I felt like they were so like ahead of me in clown dancing when I first met them, and then we got together, and how far we got with clowning together now showed me how far they also were, right? And I feel like we got to the next level together. I truly, the energy that me and my best friend at that time, Ray, the energy that we brought, definitely also puts you in a place like, oh, we got to step it up too. We going to parties with them. We're not even adults yet, right? And we're going to an 18 and over, 21 and over party with them. Anybody say something, they don't even know that it's a fucking 16-year-old ready to fuck them up. You get what I'm saying? Like, they just know that, damn, they from RICETRACK. They tore us, like, they just killed everybody. They don't even know that it's me and Ray. We're freshmen. Right. We just joined. We're new. This is, yeah.
The pit bulls, for sure.
Yeah, we was definitely the pit bulls, for sure. And it wasn't like I was trying to earn my keep. I think one of the very first times I felt like I knew when things started aligning, that was probably one of the first times in my life that a few things aligned more than once. Oh, it just wasn't like I got lucky. Like, oh, shoot, I've been labbing. I hated them. There's tension. And then next thing you know, we got a common ground. We're joining together. It's teamwork. And now they're standing on 10 toes that I'm a part of the crew. I'm standing 10 toes that I am with them too. So it was like, it was in retrospect, now talking about it, it was insane. You could not disrespect RICETRACK without me being at the door. What you say? What? What was that? At all times. At all times. I'm taking everybody's battle. RICETRACK, it could be the adults. You know, there was adults and then there was the young ones, right? The young bucks. We was the young bucks. If I saw the big bros arguing, I'm in there eavesdropping and saying, I'll battle you right now, bro. What are you talking about? And if you beat me, if you barely beat me, you got to battle better people. Like, in retrospect, I just felt that. Like, yo, if you struggling to battle me and I'm the newest member from RICETRACK, you're not ready for the next person then.
Right.
So, like, that's my energy. And Ray was like that too. Oh, before you battle Lawrence, you got to battle me. Like, and it was just that energy, you know?
I think that's so cool. Like, I did want to touch on the spot with you and Ray transitioning. Because I know you say you was at Silverado with them a lot. Like, you like, look, I ain't trying to burn the spot up. I know that feeling. You know what I mean? You like, you just trying your best to just, hey y'all, I love y'all. Please don't let me go, right? So what what started to happen when you guys started to go to Silverado? Because now y'all know y'all are parts and people in RICETRACK. So y'all have that goal to go there because you wouldn't have been there with any other time. And being in RICETRACK is almost like a safe place. It's like your code word into the secret door.
Yeah, for sure. This is headquarters.
Right. So now you're in headquarters and you're like a random day, a random person popping up is probably like how it happened with y'all. You get like that person that pulls up and it's like you and Ray talking and it's like a pull up. So who are those people that you were seeing that was like at Silverado that were probably going to Poly High?
So, the clown groups that kind of had a head start in their fame in Long Beach, the crews were called Hard in the Paint and Nan Nutta. Those were like Long Beach clown groups that had a head start in it, right? So when the west side of Long Beach, at Silverado Park, that was RICETRACK. That was our headquarters. So now we're starting to build a name because you're starting to hear like, yo, there's this group of Asian guys that practice at Silverado Park. So now some people from Hard in the Paint and Nan Nutta, right? I'm in high school now, but some people from middle school and high school that lived on the west side now will bump up and pull up to the park and find out who are these, what clown group, who's RICETRACK. And we would have to kind of like, hold on, bro, what you talking about? Yeah, this is our house. Like, what you mean? Like, this is when y'all leave, this is where we practice. So we witnessed the park being, that was one of my first times witnessing a community holding us down. Because at that time, the community had to brag about you before anybody would try to come and try to take that from you. So the community would also brag about like, yo, these Asians is killing it. This is RICETRACK's home. Like, Nan Nutta and Hard in the Paint anyway was usually on the east side. So me going to Poly High and Aaron being on the east side of Long Beach, we would see these clown groups. But where is headquarters? On the west side. So now you would see people from the east, and I would know them because they're from the east, but now it's clown groups. So now remember how I'm saying clown dancing is kind of saving your life and allowing you to live above the circumstance that we're in. We could gangbang, we could set trip, or we could be clown dancers. And you started witnessing people picking the dancing side to be the solution and problem solver. Now people are pulling up to us. You're witnessing the park defending us, right? And then our leader, Rod, he can't even dance because he's working. So me and Ray, sometimes Ray's only at the park and he has to battle somebody. Sometimes I'm only by myself and I have to battle somebody. I remember his name's PJ. And he was from Nan Nutta and he was from Hard in the Paint. But he's that guy he's the guy, if you watch the movie Rise, he's that guy that also break dances and he climbed the fence at the school and he was like another break dancer during the clown dancing and Krump session I think he was at a school in the movie Rise and he climbed the fence or the pole. But I remember him pulling up on us and it was like Breaking, like the movie Breaking, bro. I remember a couple girls pulling up to the little rec room downstairs at Silverado Park. They already know Rod is from RICETRACK, but he's at work. So you just got these little girls from around the way talking about, hey, we got PJ on our chirp. And chirps were like these cell phones, the iPhones. Chirps was the walkie-talkie. So you just hear people, PJ, I'm at Westside, I'm in Silverado. They got some clown dancers over here saying they better than you. And here's the funny thing, we didn't even talk to them. So she stirred up the pot, like, because she came to us saying, PJ saying he about to come over here and kill us all off. So when I say, so you got this guy, PJ, pulling up on us, and we walk outside, and it's like 30 kids that look up to him and the clown group he's from, walking through the grass, like the field, walking to where we got to dance. This was one of my first times ever really feeling like, all right, cool. Poly becomes a safe place. The RICETRACK house came a safe place, but Silverado Park is so street that everything you practice and stand on and say who you are, this place is going to test you. I'm RICETRACK through and through. That's how I represent. I don't care if the whole squad's here or not, we gonna battle. You pulled up already with a crew, 30 people, and there's a regular people. So it's, even if you felt like you was outnumbered, you had enough numbers to cheer you on versus the people that are hyping us up. RICETRACK, do you guys really got what it takes to hold it down? Because now you gotta also earn the hype up. Like, please don't let me down. Please live up to the hype. And that was probably one of my first neighborhood wins that let him know, RICETRACK run this shit, this our house, and don't fuck with Lawrence, the chubby motherfucker with glasses. He knew not to mess with me. Like, in retrospect, this is like the groundwork. Like, we was in hood, like, you gotta remember, bro, I was fighting at bus stops just to go to practice. I remember a couple times I would get jumped. I would have to catch the bus from the east side to go to the west side, and then the first bus on the west side was in front of this Filipino store called Tambuli. Santa Fe is the main street, so every type of gangbanger goes down that street. So whether you get caught or trouble finds you, that's what we was dodging. I remember getting jump a couple times at the bus stop, getting in on the bus with a bloody nose just to get to the RICETRACK house. Or sometimes people would cross the line and talk about fighting because they can't talk about dancing, and a couple of the homies had to catch a fair one at Silverado Park. Like, this was our reality, bro. Crazy. Like, and this was happening when I was like 15. What are our 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds going through in Krump right now, you know? It allowed me to say, all right, that was a fight right now. I don't want to entertain that later because I'm going to practice. Now, if I didn't have anything to do, there was a way for me to entertain that, and that wouldn't be good for both of us. You get what I'm saying? So dancing saved my life. Even though that I would have to fight my way through the bullshit of the neighborhood that I lived in, I just knew at the end of that like bullshit that I was walking through, I get to practice, I get to dance, I get to be at my safe place. I get to be at a place where I'm more than just a chubby Asian. I'm somebody that a group could rely on, and I could rely on a group. You get what I mean? Like,
freshman year, I asked earlier, hey, when does Krump come into the scene? Yeah. Like, is Krump, I'm assuming Krump is already being.
Yeah, so Krump is already on the scene as far as you hear about it. Like, oh yeah, people are dancing different. That's usually how, right? So remember, my best friend Ray is at Milliken High School. On that battle zone, House of Clown was the headliner. They were a part of the headline main event. So there was a couple people that we bumped, like we heard of, Hero, Zero, Hershey, Casanova. Like, these were some clowns that we knew. Lady Cobra was from House of Clowns, right? So Hero coincidentally ended up going to the same high school as Ray. So now Ray and Hero are talking, and Hero is talking to him about Krump. And their conversation starts going crazy. And then we come to find out that House of Clowns and cartoons at this time were kind of clicked up, trying to do parties together, trying to create whatever. They were labbing together, business together. They were clicked up because of the parties, right? And they were just trying to do as much business as they could. And now he's telling us, like, yeah, people don't clown dance, bro. We Krump. And you know how exciting that conversation was? Because right after that conversation he had with Ray, Ray called me, had that conversation. I had a conversation with the leader of RICETRACK, track dad, and we all rounded up, and we became like 30 deep within like an hour. Like, all right, what's the game plan? We about to pick up Ray and Hero from Milliken. We gonna bring them to RICETRACK house. Hero just invited us to a practice at the Cartoon Family house. What y'all want to do? We rounded up so fast. Like, do you know how exciting that was? We didn't know what this all happened in one day. Ray found out that he went to school with somebody from House of Clowns, and boom. He pages me or talks to me, tells me on a chirp. We get on the phone. Ray tells me everything. I'm saying the same exact 30-minute story to the RICETRACK dad, saying the same 30-minute story to the leader of the group. And then when everybody comes, we have another 30-minute story to tell everybody, and they round us up, bro. Hero's just talking to us like, yo, y'all got what it takes. Y'all got this, y'all got that, y'all could do it. This is the practice. It's after school. Now we're waiting for, track dad picks up Ray and Hero, and then now we're just waiting for them. And now we're at the RICETRACK house. So excited to hear about this. Like, yo, what is Krump, homie? What is this? What do you mean everybody talks? What do you mean people move different? What do you mean this name? What do you mean Miho? What do you mean Dragon? What do you mean Bones, Ninja? He started telling us. It was like he told us the history of clowning in LA, right? And it was like, we got to see it. We got to see this. There's no way we could say, and remember, we're from Long Beach, right? Long Beach, when it comes to blue and red, Long Beach is blue. Where we were going, it was red. And we did not care. It was, just imagine what it was with 30 random Asian people going to your house, and Hero says, hey, can I invite some people? And that's what pulls up. Hero tells them, like, yo, I'm gonna invite a couple of my friends, they Asian. Okay, cool. But when we pull up, it's 30 of us. And at this time, RICETRACK, listen, bro, I wasn't cool as the big bros in RICETRACK. I was poor, I did my thing. What made me cool ever was who I was and my dancing. With that being said, the big bros were very fortunate enough to be a part of the shoe game. And at this time, some Olympic Jordans. And I'm saying this because you gotta remember, you gotta respect hoods. So we pull up and it's like 30 of us, bro, 30 Asians, and they talk a certain way. And you got 10s, 15 people wearing Jordans ahead of time, and we're in a red city and they don't know us yet. Hey, yo, blood, who is y'all? Like, that's what we hearing. And we're like, Hero, hurry up and say something so they know that we are not enemy. So nonetheless, that was my very first time seeing Krump ever.
So look, so I know I'm just thinking about how you transitioned in the literal sense in travel to get from you're outside, y'all doing what you. First off, shout out to Ray. Like, if
shout out to
can
Ray.
We just really shout out
dog.
Ray right now? Like, we gotta give you the flowers, bro, because you are single-handedly connecting what I get to experience right now.
Yeah.
In real time, you were doing this as a kid. Like, Ray, I don't know what you're doing right now, Ray, but whatever you're doing in life, I just pray that you just stay
That's my dog,
blessed.
Ray. Yes,
Ray is on. He's a reason, right? So you got Ray, who is like really living out what it is to be a manager.
Yeah,
right.
He's
like
a friend, bro.
He is a friend, a comrade. Like
he's
in it with you.
Yeah.
He the all manager. I call it the all manager, right?
Yes.
So you have the transition of the car ride. Y'all in the back of the truck, looking up, driving like 30. Mm-hmm. How y'all driving 30? Now y'all putting up 30 deep to a new area. Yeah. What was that transition like? Like, was it like people were taking the bus? Was people driving? Like, so, how down was like the cost to get everybody there to this new space? So that everybody that had a car or a mom or parents with a car was able to borrow that night. Major. So from catching the bus to walking to places to walking through hoods to just being the RICETRACK dad and maybe a few older guys to now we got 8 cars ready to go anywhere. This is the next chapter for
who RICETRACK's gonna be on the dance floor. Super, super. And that's just happening in real time. We're not overthinking it. That's how you gotta move. How are we all gonna get there? We all need cars. Who could drive? Who gotta borrow a car? Who gotta do this? Me and Ray, we're kids, so we're just like, I mean, I got a couple dollars for gas, or you know what I mean? And I felt like,
I remember those days.
yeah, for sure. Like, or you just hold it down when it's your time. When it's your lane, hold it down. If my lane right now is just to be able to drive the squad to the spot, when it's time to dance, go crazy.
That night, you saw Krump for the very first time. You have 30 Asians deep.
Yo, yeah, bro. I saw Miho for the first time. I like hearing,
wow.
And then that was the first time I saw Miho. That was the first time I saw Zero, which is Hero's cousin. He's from House of Clowns. Bones, Fat Chris, Mama Toon, Little Miho, which is Barry, Baby C, Little C, Prissy, you know what I mean? The creators of Krump, like the Krump family sticks. B-Dogs was protecting the sessions, like they would show love, like, yo, these is dancers. Don't, like, even though that they can handle their business, like nobody messing with them. They doing their thing, you feel me? And that's, we felt under that protection as well. Like, oh, okay, y'all could bust a move. There's like 50, 60 people in the park, like garage. So there's only a couple people dancing, right? So you're seeing the magic. You like, oh shit, it's exactly what Hero told us. And that lived so short because they turned to us. And it was like, all right, y'all, show us what y'all got. And bro, okay, so clown dancing consists of like, there's stripper dancing and clown dancing. You knew this was not the session to try to get any girl's attention. Do not try to rotate. Do not try to twerk. Do not try to do anything about stripper dancing. Don't even try to be funny. You better not smile and wobble. What? Like, what? You get what I mean? Nobody would, like, storytelling. I didn't know what it was back then. But now, the very first time me seeing somebody storytell with Krump movement, doing hot milk, the bumps, the trains, like the way they would wobble is now, it's not fast music. It's just regular tempo, the regular speed of the track. Like, Rise didn't happen until a couple years, maybe 2 years after that. But the rumors that we would hear in the streets to the conversations that we heard in that session kind of validated, like, oh shit, what we've been hearing is true.
Can you deep dive a little bit more into that experience? You said, Ayo, what we're hearing is true. What was those things that you were?
One of the creators of Krump was also at Tommy the Clown's practice. So Barry, I remember Lil Miho, his name is Barry. So my apologies if y'all know, if the viewers don't know who that is. But Barry goes up to this creator, right? And was all like, hey, motherfucker, I heard you showing Tommy our material. And you would hear things like the style changes every day. And the responses that I heard was, that's old stuff. They don't know what we doing now. So like the strategic, like letting y'all think y'all got it, but watch what happens when we battle. And you're not thinking that they're really ever gonna battle. But cartoons battling Tommy, which was actually Get 'em Up, you would hear some of that echo through that session. And it didn't mean anything until it actually happened. Like, oh shoot, I remember the first time we went to the session that they was talking about this. So that's what I mean. Like, oh shoot, what we saw on Rise together as a community, even though we was there physically as RICETRACK, we'll get to that part of the story, but everything that we saw on screen was talked about, rumored, even a few years before, because that was the first time I ever went to a Krump session. Rise didn't come out until I was almost junior or senior. So the stuff that I heard as a freshman, it echoed through and was like, oh shoot, damn, it finally happened?
You talked a little bit about kind of the mindset over knowing that you had some things down packs. We had the wobble. We had some key parts foundationally that, Crown has surrounded itself by and that Krump was now utilizing in different ways. What were some of those things that kind of blew you away that was like, yo, what the heck is that thing? Like,
it was, oh, that's
like, what was like, let's get like five, maybe 3 to 5 things that you were like,
I think it was, okay. It what? Okay, so certain moves, the the shimmy is material. This move, the shimmy, what you would do with it, a certain rock, that was very, very like crazy to me because how can you get out of doing a certain type of rhythm and then out of nowhere you're doing like a certain type of struggle or repeat and it all makes sense. That tripped me out. Hot milk, the bump, hot milk slash bump, if you know what that is, like making something really there and the movement and the reaction after was so real to me. And that also falls under storytelling, right? So the bump, hot milk, shimmy, and storytelling in general stood out the most. And then the craziest bang that stuck out to me was the spank, where it would be a motion like this. But so when foundationally, this is the motion. This is where it comes from, right? And you're doing it at a repeat, but the way people would kind of like separate it, change it up, the direction, that blew my mind crazy. And then the footwork, because from utilizing clown walks to now the footwork is completely different. There is no skip, there is no this, but then out of nowhere you're twirling your feet like you just did a half heel toe. Those things tripped me the hell out.
So I think the storytelling is one I want to kind of I do want to talk about like your I think what 15, 16-year-old
Yeah,
brain, right? Like,
yeah,
like, bro, I'm out with my friends, this is what I'm doing. I got, you know, mom and dad RICETRACK helping me stay kind of motivated in school. They now connected with my mom. My mom knows them. She can
yeah.
call.
They got a
Like,
whole playbook.
right. They got a whole hotline and connect
Yeah.
now, right? They got a playbook on me now. I'm this player. I got Ray who's the connect with anything brand new within the spot because the West and where you guys are at are kind of in different scopes, even when it comes down to color. How was it now that like how was it for you melding these things that were like at one point in time the only thing you knew and then like reconciling them together? Like how was that um mentally for you? Like being 15, being 16, knowing that like, man, my life is changing so fast because in the 20, not even 24 hours, you got I'm a clown into bro, I'm a crumper. Like
Yeah.
how is like what helped you absorb or like go, I think I'm changing and change is good. Like
Okay,
what were
yeah, yeah.
those
Hold
things that
on. Okay.
helped?
I got you. Let me double check on this camera real quick. I like that question. Yeesh.
Because man, that was a lot of transition, bro. Like 20, that's
Yeah,
how it's so funny because I think a lot of people's Krump stories is like that. You know what I mean? And they don't, and
yeah.
people forget it. So
Oh,
I
for
think
sure,
that's
for
so
sure.
cool, man. It
No, I
had to
like the
been
questions that you bring it up.
It was
how many
almost like
four four 30-minute retails got y'all into the cartoon's house is insane.
it's like
What's I
so this transition from clowning to crump in my dancing, it kind of felt like I matured because crumping became so serious and it allowed me like with all my trauma at home, clown dancing brought me the hope, the happiness, the first time to be disciplined, to work hard for something, to get better and to level up. But then when Krump came around, it taught me how to speak a language where I'm actually now talking about my issues, but I'm disguising it with dance. I could have a moment now in Krump, right? Without even having to share that or try to articulate that to anybody. I felt that and I saw that. Like, yo, I could say I had a bad day with this style change. Or I could tell people to not fuck with me or I'm unfuckwittable through the dance. And I don't have to smile about it. You feel me? If I really want to be skillful in this, I got to put in work because the way I visualize myself movement, my body don't know it yet. So I got to work for it. My practicing started getting a little bit more serious.
Again, with the same posture as the last question. Now as we're moving down the timeline, um, like your influences. I know your bro, Mama Rice, and all of them, like all of those people that were there, and that season, that time, like your biggest inspiration was who?
I'm saying this, and some people might think it's funny, but I really wasn't the cool guy. So if the only thing that was cool was my dance, it was very important for me to make sure that the dancing part of my life was good. So what motivated me was that I don't want nobody to think that I'm wasting my time.
Understood, but like I'm like specific people. Reason why, because we have certain influences that keep us going. That gives us motivation, not just the what we're doing, but was there certain individuals in your life in that season that you can reflect back that gave you that guidance, that gave you that push, that gave you that encouragement out, not just just being a good dancer or pushing you to dance, but in that season of your life that gave you that next, okay, I need to do better, or I can't fuck up, or I can't do this. Like, who was that individual in your life that you would took counsel from?
Uh, no one. I was more lonely than what people think.
That's what I wanted to know. All right,
Yeah, no one.
carry on.
Solo.
He
So
would
that's
like
what.
Carry on.
he would
So
like to
check.
apologize to nobody.
So check that
No one was
question.
I
giving
would
me.
like
No
to
one was
thank
really giving me advice.
me.
No, nobody was. When I was going to RICETRACK and I'm over there, like I mean, Mama Rice, the guidance of parents, right? We're not talking about the guidance of parents because they're not telling me about the practice, right? So I would get that love, like me getting jumped and making like the track dad and Mama Rice, like uncle and auntie will make sure that I'm safe. But nobody ever really guided me and told me what to do. Like this was me. If anything, I was more fueled anyway from the hate of my father. Every time my dad would say something, he thinks that, like, first of all, you're not even a part of my life. So whenever I max out, I really just want to fight you. But when you start talking, you think you have the right to tell me advice. So his advice was totally the opposite of what my lifestyle was. So my fuel was to just show you didn't know what the fuck you was talking about because you wasn't a part of my life anyway. So nobody, just like you said, like, yeah, nobody really told me nobody guided me. It was me making that decision. Like, this is what it is. Yeah.
Um, I know because we're gonna be moving into like the Krump years, and I wanted to kind of
Yeah.
tag something that you said that you and I could be wrong if I wanted to just say this because this whole thing is just amazing to me, man. Like the people who are in here, just shout out everybody. You know, what I mean? Just shout out everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I am, I think for to my question because I'm so excited for you, Lo, that you know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to even get emotional, but I'm here, so you see me step off because I'm balling, I'm like crying because this is a story that I've always wanted to hear in its full truth that people I believe has tried to force and try to make you say things. But as far as your Krump piece and the part, I feel as though, and this is like a tag again, I feel as though it gave you a place to be an owner in it. Like I think Rice Track was like the part that you were like, yo, I'm a part of it and I'm banging for it. And I feel
Yeah.
like that the true unearthing of Solo
Yeah. Yeah.
himself is, you know
Right.
what my boy she would say, like Solo himself. He'd always say that about you, like Solo himself, by himself, be himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was like the I have I don't just I'm just not in the back of the truck anymore. Like I'm driving. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I just wanted to kind of tag that piece and part in the story and kind of highlight that part because even when you start to talk about and not no again notice I only have the disclaimer the Crump versus Crump. I mean the Clown versus Crump, but I just could see how even us going through this story is kind of like unleashing another level of like emotion
Oh yeah.
because like when you talked about clowning, it was like, yo, I'm protecting like this. These are the people
Yeah.
who got me and protect me. It's now like, bro, I'm solo. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Right.
wanted
Right.
to tag that
Exactly.
point. Like if you could speak on that a little bit more, um, like that ownership, that part of like I'm creating something now. Like I feel like
Oh
Clown
yeah.
had
Okay.
told you what you had to do, but Crump gave you the tools to be able to create and express yourself in a new way.
So first of all, Solo, I didn't somebody had that name before I did. So this is also me a part of me playing the rules of the culture. So we was in high school, it's freshman year still, and we're still trying to figure out what nicknames everybody's having. So I think it was me and Blackout. Blackout definitely went to Poly High School, and he was also a part of RICETRACK later on. But at this time in my specific this day, I was talking to a football player. I remember he's a football player, but he was also dope at clown dancing. So all the clown dancers will go to him, but he was probably like, yo, I'm really a football player, but I'm pretty cool at dancing too, right? So that was his thing. But his name was Solo, SOLO. And I think it was either Blackout or a clown dancer from House of Clowns named Tank. And he was like, yeah, my nickname's Solo. And we both looked at each other. We for one, whoever Solo was at that time, we ignored him now. The moment he said his name was Solo, we both looked at each other. We was like, damn, that name is tight. I became Little Solo. Listen, I became Little Solo, SOLO, for like a week. Because the rules of the culture, you're better than me. I'll be your little homie. Because I want to take the name.
Wait.
Yeah. So I started practicing my life away. And when I was about to battle him and call him out for the name, because I knew how I wanted to spell the name.
Wait.
Well, you can't just you brushing over it. Like
Stop
you just
everything.
dropped some crazy ass bars right now. That's
yeah. Yeah.
Lo, you're giving us some
Yeah.
weight.
Solo was Little
So
Solo?
wait a minute, y'all. My life is being
it's
changed.
not
Shut up.
Little Solo with the.
You
Listen
are
to the
being
story, y'all.
Bro.
I'm trying, right? But wait. You're telling me
Yep.
that I like that name a lot.
Yes. I
I'm
like that
about to
name a
learn
lot.
from you.
I didn't even learn from him. I did learn from him.
But like
I got the name and went straight to the lab. And because I already knew. I'm telling you, swear to God, I am a student of the game, and my history, I have lived the culture. Like what people think are rules is actually just the way I live. Like, all right, you better than me. I'm a little Solo. Yeah, you can be a little Solo. Cool. I'm gonna practice, and then next week I'm gonna call you out for the name. I gave myself 1 week. I think it was Friday. I don't even know what day, but I just know that the next week I was gonna battle him, and he's like, bro, I don't even dance. Like, I don't. That's not my name. I don't even remember his real name. So the Solo part stood out so much that I was like, that's my name. That's meant for me. And he's spelling it wrong.
team. So the cult team, y'all, you know I'm through, bro.
Yeah.
You're okay, because even I seen Judge's face go, like we was like, wait a minute. So we had SOLO, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, granted, I don't know if y'all cut this out, but I'm looking through here. You
Yeah.
have to add this into
Yeah.
the reading part. Okay, so solo dancer, not dancing at the time when you like, I'm about to battle you in a week. You kind of got this kill order on him. He has no idea. He just thinking that hey, yeah, cool, I'm with it. So where did this mentality come from? Was this something that was kind of learned, or was this something that was like, was it something that was in the culture already that you're like, yo, if you want someone's name, because we have these issues now in Krump currently with names and things of that nature. So that the normal process, or this was something that Solo,
That was the normal process.
SOLOW?
So because I already knew that was the culture, I already knew that applied to me without even asking. I'm a part of the culture, so if other people already handled the name situation like that, that's how I'm gonna handle the situation. Nobody has to tell me that. That's it. That's law. Yeah. Nobody has to explain it to me. Nothing. Nobody even knew. First of all, the homie didn't even know that I was just out for him. The homie didn't know that.